Well, listen, when you lie to us, okay, you lie to us, you steal from us, you attack us, you rape and pillage and murder and dehumanize us and mock and belittle and denigrate us, you exploit and enslave and oppress us, and then we use our basic intelligence to identify you from all of this as our enemy. Then you turn around and say that we're being divisive. We're perpetuating an us versus them mentality, as if that division, the division between the criminal and the victim, is somehow a bad thing. Like it's counterproductive. Like we're the bad guys now because we're taking an us versus them mentality. We're dividing people, right? We're separating people. No, we're trying to separate your hands from our throats. We're trying to divide the oppressor from the oppressed, the attacker from the attacked. That's what we're trying to divide. That's what we're trying to separate. And then you say that we're being us versus them. Yes, we have an us versus them mentality because we don't do to each other what they do to us. What makes you them and not us is your beliefs and your actions, not your, I don't know, your skin color or your nationality or your ethnicity or anything like that. No, it's not because you are American. It's not because you are British or you are Western. It's because of what America does. It's because of what Britain has done and what the West has done. We're not so-called othering you. Your actions have made you other. Your beliefs have made you our other and have made you not us. Why you would have to be out of your mind as a Muslim or as anyone in the global South to not have an us versus them mentality. You can't call that divide and conquer when what we're talking about is dividing ourselves from our conquerors. Do you understand? That's not divide and conquer. It's your hostility. It's your enmity. It's your aggression. It's your arrogance. It's your violence, your dehumanization of us that excludes you from being a part of us. You understand? No, you can't use that on us, divisive, us versus them. Of course we have that mentality. We would have to be insane to not have that mentality after all the centuries of history that we've gone through. Look, in Islam, we have a very important concept, it's not even a concept, it's a duty. It's an obligation in Islam called al-wala wal-bara. Okay? Association and disassociation, affiliation and disavowal. You understand? Connection and separation, unification and division. We associate with, we affiliate with, we connect with, and we unify with whoever shares our beliefs and our morals and our conduct. And whoever does right by us, whoever is fair with us, whoever respects us and respects our faith, respects our lives, respects our honor and our families and our property. If you do all of that, as any civilized person would do, well, we'll get along just fine. But we will disassociate from, disavow, separate from, and divide and distance ourselves from anyone who does not do that. You understand? Anyone who doesn't share our beliefs, doesn't share our morals, doesn't share our conduct, whoever does wrong by us, whoever is unfair to us, whoever disrespects us, disrespects our faith and our lives, and who dishonors and who attacks our families and our property. If you think that we're supposed to unite with people who do all of that, I don't know what to tell you. How is your aggression and your supremacist, intolerant, belligerent behavior, how is that not divisive? But we're supposed to be so-called divisive because we won't lay down and let you treat us any kind of way. What kind of belief is that? What kind of unity is that? See, because the West has always used the divide and conquer strategy, the divide and rule strategy. So somehow you only learned the lesson from that, that division in and of itself is bad. And there's no context. There's no such thing as good division, good separation. I don't know if it's just foolishness or if it's gaslighting. When you act like the enslaved is getting duped by divide and rule when they want to separate themselves from their enslavers, I don't know if you're a fool or you're gaslighting. Like it's somehow backwards to call your enemy your enemy. No, you act like we're wrong to identify you as an enemy when you check every box on the list of what it takes to make someone an enemy. But you want us to suspend all judgment when it comes to what you do to us. You understand? You want us to forget centuries of history where the patterns of behavior do nothing at all but repeat right up until today. But you say we're not supposed to make blanket statements about you, blanket judgments about you. It's not supposed to be upon us to what? Conduct a one-by-one interview of every Western non-Muslim residing in the countries that have invaded us, that have attacked us, that have occupied us, that have committed genocide against us, that have stolen our resources, that have exploited our lands and our people. Now we're supposed to conduct an audit in the West, person by person, to identify which Western non-Muslims are exceptions to the rule, just so that your individual feelings won't be hurt by us making a generalized judgment about your so-called civilization? No, that's unreasonable. As if our completely justified suspicion and distrust and estrangement from your societies, based again on centuries of experience, as if that does not entitle us to take a general stance towards you. Of course it does. You think if we're making an unfair judgment about even one single individual Western non-Muslim, then that makes us guilty of being grossly biased in our evaluation. That's how important you think you are on an individual level. You think that even if just even one of you does not align with the totality of your so-called civilization's history, then that one single person is supposed to be significant enough to warrant us withholding judgment about your so-called civilization. Well, that attitude in and of itself, wallahi, that attitude in and of itself shows that you're not on our side. Look, it's like, in those old medieval battles, where we have a whole field of archers launching wave after wave after wave of arrows at us. But on our side, we're supposed to say, hold your fire, because I think one of those archers didn't shoot his bow. Maybe we misjudged them. Maybe they're actually not that bad after all. Meanwhile, the arrows just keep coming.